This is Michelle Buckmaster with the Wellness Department, and I'm going to take you through a 30-minute yoga class. This is a Galentine's Day themed yoga, so if you're watching this video, grab your gal pals and join me for a 30-minute yoga class focusing on opening our hearts in honor of Valentine's Day and Galentine's Day. So we'll start in a seated position. So you can just find a comfortable seat, whatever feels good to you, and just sit up nice and tall, kind of find your space. Just all you need today is a mat. If you have any props that you want to use, like a blanket or blocks, you can definitely grab them. But if you don't have any of those things, no problem. Just a mat and yourself. So we'll start in a seated cow position, or a seated position for seated cow. So we'll take our hands, you can just rest them on your knees, and we're going to take an inhale. We're going to gaze up and just kind of open your heart towards the ceiling. And then as we take an exhale, try to tuck your chin and just a gentle round of your back. So just trying to pull the belly button in towards the spine, but not too much focus here yet, just a little bit of movement to start. So take an inhale, kind of just gaze up at the ceiling, opening the heart here, and take an exhale, just a gentle round. And go ahead and take an inhale, gazing up. And take an exhale, a gentle round. And then go ahead and come back to a seated position, neutral spine. We'll take a twist. So we'll place our right hand just out to the side of our thigh, and we'll take our left and we'll just take, grab a hold of our right knee and just a gentle twist. You can take your gaze over to the right if that feels good, or keep it center, whatever works best for you. With every inhale, try to get a little bit of length through the crown of your head. Every exhale, twist a little deeper. Go ahead and take 2 more breaths here. Just a gentle twist. And go ahead and come on back to center. We'll switch sides. We'll take our left hand, gently put it down on the mat beside your leg. Take your right hand, grab the left knee, or just gently place it on, and then take that twist, taking your gaze to the left if you wish. Every inhale, try to lengthen through the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Every exhale, take that twist a little deeper. Stay for 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, go ahead and gently come back through center. So we'll do another twist. We're gonna get a little more of a side body stretch here for this one. So we'll take our right hand, place it down next to our thigh. We'll take that left, take an inhale, reach up with the arm, and then exhale, kind of fold over. And you can gently bend that right arm. And take 1 breath here, and then slowly come on back to center. We're going to take an inhale with the left arm, with the right, and then exhale, lean over towards the left, and try to feel a nice deeper stretch in the side body here. And then come on back through center. We'll take that one more time. Take an inhale with the left, leaning over towards the right. And come on back to center. One more time, the other side. Take an inhale with the right and exhale over to the left. And come on back through center. We're going to do a shoulder stretch here. So if you have a strap, you can use it, but again, you don't need any props, but if you have that and you want to grab it for this, you absolutely can. We're just going to take our right arm And we're gonna flip so the back of our hands just on our back. So as much as you can get it towards the center, and then have that elbow in towards your side. That's what we're gonna do with this arm. And then we're gonna take an inhale with our left, and we're gonna take our palm and just kind of find your fingertips to meet. Now again, they might not meet, but that's just the goal, is kind of getting them towards each other. But whatever space you have between is up to you. However your shoulders are feeling today, and just kind of sit up nice and tall. Take some big deep breaths. With your, if you have a strap, here's where you can hold on to it on the back, so you can kind of get a little bit of more of a grip and kind of hold that stretch a little bit. But again, if you don't have one, no worries. Just kind of use that placement. Go ahead and take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale, and go ahead and slowly release. Take off the top arm first and kind of shake it out, and then slowly release the bottom arm and just shake that out. Kind of roll your shoulders a little bit, and we'll go ahead and flip, switch sides. We'll take that left, the back of the hand's gonna touch the back. So we're just gonna bring it behind, and kind of, my arm on this side isn't quite as flexible in this position as the other one. So it might be kind of slanted like this and not completely upright on your spine, and that's totally fine wherever you are at. And then take your other arm up, and then fingertips again towards each other. And you again may notice a difference like I do. One arm is not as flexible as the other. Totally fine. But that's why we do yoga, so we can kind of get ourselves a little bit more flexible, maybe a little bit more symmetrical with our flexibility. And just take some deep breaths. Take a big inhale. You can open mouth exhale, or you can do exhaling through your nose, whatever works best for you. Go ahead and take one last breath here. And then we're gonna release. Go ahead and release that top arm first, kind of shake it out, and then a gentle release of the bottom arm, and just kind of roll the shoulders out a little bit and shake it out. So good for the shoulders, good for opening up the heart here. And then we're gonna take a reverse Namaste. So typically we have our palms and heart center in the front. We're gonna try to take that same idea and clasp our arms behind our back. So again, take both arms, and you can have them down here to start, and if you can flip them up, you can. So you can have them down if that feels better on your shoulders, fingertips facing down, or you can just gently, again, take the same and just kind of clasp around, fingertips up. But again, up to you, but just opening through the heart and the shoulders a little bit here, front body, going along with our Galentine's Day themed practice today. Big inhale and exhale. The heels of your hands might not touch. Mine are not touching. My shoulders will not allow for them to touch, but you might be touching, you might not be touching. Just notice it, no judgment. Just notice what your body's doing. Exhale. Stay for one more breath. Take an inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Again, or you can seal your lips. Gently remove, so nice and slow to release. Try not to jerk it. And then just a little shoulder roll to kind of shake it out. We're gonna come onto a tabletop. So however you wanna get there, you can roll over your heels and your ankles if you want, or you can come to the side and kind of get in that position however you want to. Your shoulders are gonna line up here with your wrists. Your knees are underneath your hips. We'll take a couple of cat-cow in tabletop position. So we'll take an inhale here, gaze to the ceiling, drop your belly down, kind of pull your chest through your shoulders. And then take an exhale, tuck the chin around the spine, kind of gaze towards your belly button, pull your shoulder blades apart, and then take another inhale, gazing up towards the ceiling, arch that back. And exhale, push into the mat, tuck your chin around your spine. And then go ahead and come back to a neutral. We're gonna flip our wrists, or our hands, sorry. So we're gonna take our palms, or our fingertips, and we're gonna face them towards us. So one wrist at a time, flipping the fingertips towards you. And then there's just gonna be a gentle bend in the elbows here. You can stay here. If you can add a little bit of movement backwards, you can gently kind of lean yourself back a little bit. Kind of stretch out through the forearms here. Neutral spine here to start. And then if you had that gentle move back, come back, shift the weight forward a little bit. And we'll do a couple cat cows with this wrist and hand position. So take an inhale, gaze up, kind of arch the back. And exhale, tuck the chin around the spine. And one more time, take an inhale, gaze up. And exhale, round. And come on back to neutral. And gently flip the palms here. And then one at a time, just kind of rotate the wrists and kind of shake it out. And we'll come into our first down dog of practice. So we'll flip our toes here. Let me get a side view so you guys can see a little bit here. Flip the toes, take an inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Hips come up, drop the heels down one at a time. First down dog, so your hamstrings might be a little bit tight here. So just kind of walk it out. Whatever feels good to you, one heel down at a time. And then when you're ready, we can kind of come into a more static down dog position. So pop your hips up. You can bend your knees a little bit if that helps get your hips up a little bit higher. So we want a nice flat back. Ears are right by those biceps. Take a big inhale here. Exhale. One more time, take an inhale. And then go ahead and gaze to your fingertips. Step your feet behind your wrists here. We'll come back to face you. Nice ragdoll position. So a generous bend in the knees. Kind of let your chest fall on your thighs. You can grab opposite elbows and just let your head hang heavy. You can shift the weight side to side in your feet a little bit. Maybe front to back and kind of see how that feels, or you can just kind of stay static. And then go ahead and gently relax your fingertips to the floor. Heel toe your feet together. Big toes touch, little space between your heels. Keep the bend in the knees, tuck the chin, slowly roll up. One vertebrae at a time, nice and easy until you get your head all the way back up. And kind of if you had your eyes closed, you can kind of blink them open. We're gonna come into a mountain pose. So feet are pressed into the floor. You can straighten your legs out a little bit more to kind of get a more stable stance. So kind of squeeze the thighs, lift the kneecaps a little bit. Take an inhale, arms come up. Turn the pinkies in towards each other. Relax the shoulders down. Take an inhale here as we exhale, back bend. Pull your elbows down towards your ribs. Shine your chest to the ceiling. And go ahead and take an inhale, come back through center. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Hang out in this forward fold. Little stretch of the hamstrings here. Tidy bend in the knees if you need it. And then feet kind of heel toe out a little bit. Back to the ragdoll. So bend the knees and just kind of fold in. Your fingertips can rest on the mat if you want, or grab the elbows again, whatever works best for you. And go ahead and we're slowly going to heel toe our feet back together here. Take an inhale, swan dive up all the way, mountain pose. Good, we'll flip through that one more time. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, back bend, pull the elbows towards the side. And take an inhale, come back to mountain. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Hang out here for 2 breaths. And then go ahead, heel toe those feet a little bit apart. Generously bend the knees, ragdoll pose. Take one more breath here. And then go ahead and fingertips to the mat, heel toe your feet back together, swan dive up, mountain pose all the way. We'll do it 2 more times, but we're gonna add a few poses into our Sun A. So take an inhale, mountain, exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain, exhale, forward fold. Heel toe the feet here, generous bend, ragdoll pose, sink a little lower. And go ahead, heel toe those feet back together. Palms come down to the mat. We're gonna step back to plank pose. So shoulders over your wrists. You can be on your knees too if you need to. Hips are forward. Hold for a breath. And then you can drop to your knees if you're on your toes. Elbows tuck in, slowly roll down, thighs, chest, and then your forehead towards the mat. So we're gonna come into Sphinx Pose. So we're gonna take our forearms and place them on the mat. Your feet are just hip width apart, toes are down on the mat here. So elbows are gonna line up underneath your shoulders. Palms are gonna be flat on the mat, fingertips spread out. And then we're gonna take an inhale and just kind of pull your chest through your shoulders here. Just gazing in front of you. Belly is down on the mat. Take deep breaths. A gentle press into the mat. One more breath here. And then we're going to slowly just kind of roll down. Hands back underneath your shoulders. Push back into tabletop position. Tuck the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, gaze to your fingertips, step to the top of your mat. Forward fold, inhale all the way up, mountain pose. We'll flow through that one more time. Inhale, mountain here, exhale, back bend. Inhale, mountain, exhale, forward fold. And then go ahead, heel toe those feet a little bit apart, but generous bend in the knees, sink a little lower, ragdoll pose. And then go ahead and heel toe your feet back together here, hands to the mat, step back to plank. And then lower the knees, and then tuck the elbows, slowly roll or slowly lower down to the mat. Drop the feet, set up for Sphinx Pose. So feet, again, hip distance apart, toes are on the mat. Your elbows come underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Take an inhale, we're just lifting the chest up. So you'll feel that arch of your back and kind of pull your chest through the shoulders, gazing just in front of you. Stay for 2 more breaths. Last one here. And then slowly roll down here. Palms come underneath the shoulders, press back into tabletop position. And we're gonna take a child's pose. We'll take our knees nice and wide, the width of the mat, big toes to touch, send your hips into your heels, reach your arms forward and relax your forehead down onto the mat. And if you have a block, you can use it here, but if you don't have any blocks, no problem. If you need to lift your head a little bit higher, you can stack fists or put your block there and kind of rest your forehead here if you need the floor to come closer to you. So find your position and just breathe. Go ahead and take one last breath here. And then we're slowly gonna come back up to tabletop position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, gaze to your fingertips, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep all the way up. Take an inhale here, and then we're gonna exhale, step our right foot back, spiral open, warrior two. So front toes point toward you. Drive your front knee out towards your pinky toe, arms reach out. Nice wide stance, palms over feet. You can take your gaze forward over your front fingertips, or if you feel more comfortable to look to the side, you can do so as well. Take another breath here. Take an inhale, we're gonna reach forward, exhale, extended side angle. So you can rest on your thigh if you want, or you can reach your fingertips all the way towards the floor. So it's up to you. But again, open through the chest, shoulders stacked, reaching your fingertips up to the ceiling. One more breath here, and then slowly come on back to warrior two. We're gonna straighten out our front leg, exhale, triangle pose. So tic-tac your arms to 6 and 12. So your hips still stay square to the side. And again, shoulders are stacked, open through the chest, not so much to dump down towards the floor. We wanna open up the heart, open the chest, almost like you're fitting between two panes of glass. One more breath here, slowly come on back to center. And then spiral back to center, mountain pose. Exhale, arms release, kind of shaking them out. We're gonna come into our first balance pose here, so dancer's pose. So we'll take our right leg and we'll kind of flick our heel towards our glutes. And then take your hand, grab the inside of your foot here. Your thumb should be kind of on your big toe. You're gonna take your left arm, reach it up. If you want, you can stay here, or you can start to kind of kick your foot into your hand while also lifting the heart to the ceiling. So instead of dumping down towards the floor, we wanna kind of kick our foot into our hand, but arch the back and lift the chest. One more breath here, slowly come back, use that control and release it down. Good. We'll flow through and we'll do the other side. So we'll take our inhale, mountain pose, exhale, step the left leg back, warrior two, spiral open. Nice wide stance, front toes point forward, bend into that front knee. One more breath here. We're going to take an inhale, reach forward, exhale, extended side angle. Again, you can rest on your thigh if you need to, or you can release that elbow and kind of line up your forearm against your shin. One more breath here, slowly come on back up to warrior two. We're going to straighten out that front leg, tic-tac your arms, 6 and 12, triangle pose. One last breath here, come on back through center, spiral your back arm around and step back through the mountain, release the arms. Come into dancers on the other side. We'll take our left heel, kick it towards our glutes. Take your hand, grab the big toe side of your foot, so kind of thumb touches that big toe. Take an inhale with your right arm, and then again, slowly kick your foot back into your hand, but also lift the heart to the ceiling. One last breath here. Slowly use the control to bring these together and release it down. We're gonna make our way to the floor. So take an inhale, mountain, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, iron out your spine. Exhale, palms to the mat, step back to plank position. And then slowly lower your knees to the mat. And then we'll come on to our stomach. So we're coming to floor bow here. So similar to what we did in the air with dancer's pose, we're gonna kick both heels towards our glutes. We're gonna reach, grab the tops of your feet. Now, if this is enough of a stretch or sensation for you, you can stay, or you can try to lift. Again, kick the feet back into the hands, opening the heart here, lifting the chest. One more breath here, slowly release. Bring your right ear towards the mat and relax. We'll try it one more time and just take a few breaths here. Good, bring the head back to neutral. We'll try it one more time. Again, go ahead and hit the glutes. Bring the heels towards the glutes. Grab the tops of your feet. Again, stay here if this is enough sensation, or you can gently lift the chest, lift the legs, kick the feet into the hands. One more breath here, slowly bring it down. Left ear to the mat, release. Take a few breaths. And go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Gently press yourself up. We're gonna bring ourselves into a child's pose again. Knees go nice and wide, big toes touch. Send the hips into the heels, reach the arms forward, relax down. Go ahead and come on back through center, back to neutral spine here. On your knees, we're gonna lift up. We're coming into our last kind of big posture of the class. So we're gonna come into Camel Pose. So a couple different ways that we can do this. We'll first just do with our hands to our hips, and then I'll show you your hands to your heels if you wanna get that complete pose if you're ready for that. So we can take our fingertips, face them down, and kind of put your hands on the tops of your glutes here, kind of like you're almost putting them in your back pockets, but we're on our tops of our glutes here. The elbows are going to face in, knees are about hip distance apart, and gently push the hips forward and kind of drop the head back. And again, feel that kind of arch of the back, your heart going towards the ceiling here. And slowly come back to center. And we're gonna do it one more time. You can keep it that way, or you can take your your fingertips here, find your heels. You'll lean back slightly, but then push the hips forward, drop the head back. And then slowly kind of lean back, tuck the chin. Nice and easy, come on back. So just take a second to sit on your heels. That pose is kind of a big pose. So we'll close our eyes and just kind of relax here, take a few deep breaths. I'm gonna take one more. So you can gently blink your eyes open. You can go ahead and sit your hips to one side, swing your legs around. We're gonna make our way onto our back. So kind of scoot your hips towards the front of your mat and reach your arms out. We're gonna slowly lower down to our back, one vertebrae at a time. Tuck your chin, slowly roll down as slow as you can until you get onto your back. Supine twist, so we'll take our legs and we'll straighten them out. Bring our right knee in towards our chest, kind of give it a big squeeze, and then take that right leg, bring it over the left, and you're kind of on your side, so hips stack. Open up your arms to a T, and then gently gaze over to the right. Go ahead and take one more breath here. Slowly, when you're done, bring your head back to center, roll over onto your back. One last big squeeze with your right knee in, and then gently release it down. Go ahead and pull your left knee in towards your chest. Give it a nice big squeeze, and then take that left knee over the right, kind of scooching on your hips so your hips are stacked. Open up the arms to a T. Take that gaze to the left. And go ahead and slowly come on back to center. Bring that left knee in for one last final squeeze, and bring the right knee to meet. Curl yourself in a nice small ball, forehead to knee, one last squeeze, and then come into Shavasana here. So for Shavasana, you can sit up, you can lie down. Take a second here to grab whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. So maybe you want to grab a sweater, grab a something to put over your eyes, grab a pillow, anything you need. Take a second to have that ready for you, and then find your Shavasana position. So again, lie down, you can sit up, whatever works best for you, but just a couple moments here to find some stillness and some silence and kind of reap the benefits of our practice today. So close your eyes and just kind of let yourself sink in, relax. Go ahead and just slowly try to bring some movement back in. You're welcome to stay here, but if you want to be guided out, just kind of wiggle your fingers, maybe wiggle your toes, move your head side to side, maybe some circles if you're seated. And go ahead and just take one huge breath. Take an inhale, open mouth, exhale. If you were on your back, you can roll over to your side and gently push yourself up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed if you can. We'll take one more breath together. Take an inhale, open mouth, exhale. Bring your palms together. Bring your thumbs to third eye center, the space between your eyebrows. Thank you guys for practicing yoga with me. Bow forward. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Happy Galentine's Day. I hope you grabbed your girlfriends, your gal pals, and did this with them. If you have a significant other, happy Valentine's Day to you guys. Have them try this yoga practice with you as well. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this activity and are looking for more things to do while at home, stay connected and check out more activities with my colleagues at our YouTube channel and at www.chicagoparkdistrict.com. Thank you all.